In this video, we'll be talking about multiplication of whole numbers. Well, why do we need to have different ways of multiplying? Can't we just use flashcards and worksheet our students to death? Well, if students only memorize the facts, then they can easily forget them. But if the students understand the facts conceptually, then they can determine the basic facts, even if they have forgotten them. If you'll notice in the Common Core Standards for Grade 3, students are asked to understand the meaning of multiplication and division through activities. You need to know a couple of definitions. So product is actually the answer when you multiply two numbers together. And those numbers you multiply together are called factors. So in this video, we're going to talk about repeated addition. With repeated addition, when you have 5 times 4, you are looking at the number of sets, that's the first number, and the second number is the number of objects in your set. So let's look at this visually. Whenever you do visual demonstrations, it's very important that you are always consistent. So in other words, the very first number is going to be the number of sets you have, whereas the second number is the number of objects in your set. So this visual model is also called a set model or equal groups. So 5 times 4, we're going to have 5 groups, and in every group we have 4 objects. And then students can count how many objects they have and see that we have 20. You could also use the number line model. Notice there's 5 arrows, and each arrow represents 4 units, and you wind up at 20. You can also represent this numerically, but that is also called repeated addition. So notice you have 5 times 4. That means you're going to have 5 4s. In the definition of whole numbers, you will notice that it says for every whole number a and n times a, you're going to have the n represents the sets of objects, and the a represents the number of objects. So you have n sets of a. So then if we have 0 sets, then the answer is just going to be 0.